Welcome to Gamebreakers. My name is Thomas. I am here with Allison, Will, Mario, and Shragon, although he has no video. The disembodied voice of Shragon. And we are continuing our Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition game. Sort of Tomb of Annihilation-ish. This is a homebrewed side quest that who knows where we're at. But the camera zooms in as the group was entering the labyrinth of life in the Outlands, having quested long and far and through many VODs that you'll have to go back and look at because I'm not going to summarize everything here because we don't have that kind of time. But having finally gotten to the home of Uptau, the god of Chult, and decided after very little cajoling to enter the maze, following the trail of their companion Wayne, who at the very beginning of all this was turned into an arrow and shot apparently all this way through the cosmos and through time. And here we are. So the group had decided to enter, and at least three of you had gotten through the giant sort of like reflective pool door of the maze, which on inspection, to catch up a couple who weren't there, had some vast magical protections on it, as well as a built-in teleportation, and names of individuals, cosmic individuals that are not allowed. But none of you were on the list. You check. Mario, Gom, or Ole, you and your sidekicks are still at the back of the group. After Obdow had led Roken and Chippy through first. What do you do?
Gom will speak in that low tone reserved for talking inwardly to Nanette
Okay.
and ask if she is ready to head in.
I mean,
Approaching the maze.
as goes the hive, so goes the bees.
The beekeeper carries his bees.
Okay. You step through. Ole?
So characters are aware that there's some sort of maze coming up, eh?
Yeah. Obdow, the spirit warrior relative of Wayne's, gave you kind of the rundown of what was in the like upcoming, what you can expect. It's called the Labyrinth of Life. Obdow, you've figured out, is also the god of mazes and planning. So real good chance.
Yeah, well, I mean, just the experience of the fuckery I've had here and the realms, let alone the banishment I've received. I'm going into this with a rage on,
Just in case.
just in case.
All right, so you two pass through. Picklish as
We
well.
have our sidekicks with it, yeah, on my shoulders.
Okay, right. He's probably just up for the adventure. Is that Picklish's way? So, you two find yourself, in a space that is split and has like a weird energetic interaction in the middle. On one side is a vast plain of gears, and on the other, a massive fey forest. And you two are standing like kind of right at the dividing line between the two. and there's a desk that straddles that like weird energetic interface. It's kind of like a black static. Sitting at the desk is, I mean, give me maybe a religion check if you want to find out exactly what. But it's a gold and white feathered dinosaur of some kind, four-legged, but like enough, enough up and down, big old flat mouth. I just like looks at you and nods. Like stands up, has rearranges some things on its desk. Ah, welcome. Yes, it's about 12 feet tall.
Okay.
Picks up a little glowy clipboard. It's like, you would be Ole and Gom. Could you please raise hands? If
Oh, hey, with
Oh, we lost your audio. Say that again. No.
All the way gone.
Is it? Oh, there. Now it popped up.
No. All right. Rolled a 16.
Okay, to do which?
The religion.
Oh, on the religion check. And I see a. Is that a 5 from Gom? No,
It's
no
going to be a
advantage?
15 from the pair of us.
Oh yes, Nanette definitely has your back for this one. This is a kind of lower mid-level angel of some sort, a celestial beast that is been enlightened in some way and has been uplifted to low-ranking divine status. Welcome to this foyer of sorts. So, this you are accompanying a party, yes? Correct? Yes. It seems that your party is mostly mortal. It's an unusual occurrence here. Even more unusual, although not unheard of, do we find extraplanar mortal creatures who walked into our midst. Gom, a mechanist-born Ole from the Feywild, is this correct?
Well, for me, yeah.
Ah,
Yes.
Good. And you look around and Picklish is not there. And it says here there is also a swarm of mechanical bees named Nanette. Present?
I give a little tap, and the swarm of bees swarms out of the beehive that is built into me.
So, as extraplanar... I'm sorry, say that again.
Dispersing from my ribs.
It's like fans. Uh, yes, according to this, your souls are not subject to the same cosmic laws as those native to the material plane. And so a few extra layers of questioning are required. Do you so swear that you are not under the influence of any familial or hierarchical affiliation with an extraplanar entity in your relation to this visit?
Well, I mean, yeah, I am chasing down some extra dimensional entities that apparently became a shaft of an arrow and shot across this. Hey, you know. But I mean, I'm here to help out these people. That is to say, this.
Yes.
Continuity.
but you have sworn to no demons. You have pacts with no fae. You are if yes, there are some follow-up questions.
No packs.
Excellent. Ole, do you represent any other extra-dimensional entity in your visit today?
Can you simplify that question for me?
Did someone send you, my boy?
Oh, no.
Good, excellent. Um, do you intend, or have you already taken up the worship of Ubtao and intend for this to be any matter of A, atonement, B, pilgrimage, C, conversion? Frick.
I suppose this could be a pilgrimage for Ubtao. That is to say, I wasn't immediately familiar with Ubtao, not my plane. But I'm definitely interested in perhaps a pilgrimage for them. Be appreciated by them.
This would be a dangerous end game. For the beginning of a pilgrimage, I could leave you with some literature if you would like to leave now. As extraplanar entities, you are subject to extraplanar hospitality and courtesy, which includes a ride to home-ish. As you can see, should you just wander away from this desk, you will be delivered back in your native plane. But should you
So
wish to
that
continue, the doors will be open for you.
All right, well, I'm going that way, and I'll point at the doors.
Okay.
I want to see what's inside.
Indeed. And this is of your own free will, uncoerced by any entity, planar or material?
My own curiosity.
Excellent. Great. That will do for that. Could you review this waiver and make sure that it is complete and accurate? And he hands one to both of you, just like with the check marks of the questions you were asked. If you could make your mark or a thumbprint, anything will do. A strong thought.
The bees swarm over their form.
It floats, waiting for them.
And we agree.
Excellent. And do note the portion of at the bottom where you understand that there are lethal outcomes that could claim or disintegrate or otherwise do away with the stuff of your soul.
Okay, so I understand that part. I might die. That's been my experience in life. So I'm assuming this is just saying I want to go on the ride, but I might die.
And your predetermined soul's place in another heaven may be suborned by your demise within the labyrinth.
I need smaller words.
If you want to
I
go to
think if we
Warrior's
die,
Heaven, you might get stuck in Maze Heaven.
I could
yeah,
live
we
with
have
that.
to get out of here to be able to go to anywhere else. Got it.
And quick question that I hadn't asked before. Is Picklish from a material plane or is he from elsewhere in the cosmos?
He's from a material plane.
Okay. Then he is not present.
Right.
Okay. So if you all sign or think your strong positive affirmative thoughts at the clipboard, it will the record is made. The giant iguanodon sort of like plants itself back down, and she's like, well, Thank you very much for coming," and pulls out a little it looks like um kind of like sushi rolls. It's just some wet plant matter around something that, white and fluffy.
Interesting.
Gestures behind him. A door appears, and the room sort of turns inside out and just spits you through it. Uh, and uh, and the pictures of your home planes are washed away. You find yourself in a maze. However, you find yourself in a maze with a real easy solution because there's a silver line that still is taking different paths and passages. Um,
Follow
question.
the line. Am I
Indeed,
alone or next to these others?
you are with Ole and Nanette.
Mhm.
Uh, Ole,
What?
you also follow the line.
Yeah, at this point, if this is that simple of a maze,
You do see that there are like kind of bundles of energy that are sometimes in sort of a personoid shape, but not really like fully definitely defined as like a recognizable person. Just like flowing through the maze from the direction you came from and taking all the different various corridors. But you have yeah, a pretty easy line. You pass through it. It takes 20-30 minutes of passing and turning before you realize the first challenge as everything goes blank. And I will let you guys decide who wants to do this first.
I volunteer.
I'll
All
go
right,
for
I'll lead the way.
You volunteer for tribute.
it.
All right.
Yeah.
So everything goes white, and then you are aware of the first sensation that you felt of a will reaching out into a body. You have some inkling that outside this body there is more if you could just nestle into it. I am gonna need a perception check. I will allow investigation in this case.
That's for me. Yeah.
Yes, that is for
Gone.
God.
Gone. So, Gom's perception
Oh, so
will.
not for me.
No, no, this is not Ole, you are gonna do you're stuck in a different problem.
Okay.
But yeah, each of you watch the other one disappear from beside you. So Gom, you remember discovering these pathways and having what you realize now is your very first moment that wasn't even yet recorded in memory because your essence hadn't reached the part of you that recorded memory. This is the first spark of a moment fighting to integrate into this warforged body as a piece of a soul.
As
Uh,
it is just being integrated and activated, and before everything's on, that warm glow that spreads out into waking up.
yeah, yeah, and you are currently the glow. And you are able to see the paths, the quick and easy pre-prepared methods, and they're mostly unobstructed, but they're not perfect. There are places where you have to, with sheer force of what you're gonna now call yourself, as opposed to the massive stuff that you were a part of from before this moment on. So to assert yourself into this, I will let you choose which. No, actually, nope. This is going to be a charisma check.
Not
Save.
a save?
Yes.
A save. Here we go. It's going to be the first thing.
Okay. There's a core node toward the center that that doesn't immediately come online. It doesn't resist you, but the pathway into it it has failed. It was something imperfect in it, and you are either going to have to find a new way into it or fix it by force of will. Like actually repair the thing with the energy that you are. So that will be either a wisdom or an intelligence save.
I mean, I at one point before or maybe after this, perspective wise, I would use the mending cantrip. But being here, this warm glow, this is what will bring mending. So I will attempt to apply this force of the weave through will
All
or
right.
through druid magic.
You are not yet connected to it, of course, but using sort of that holistic mindset would be a wisdom save.
And here's a wisdom save.
Much better.
15.
Uh Excellent. Um, so you do find an alternate route. Indeed, where there was a flaw in the intake, there is also a flaw in the outtake, and you are able to essentially reverse the polarity and sort of make a little weird loop instead of a nice easy path with the integration. But you do get uh into this space, and what was Galm's very first external sensation?
I would say that was the sensation of a soft brush
Okay,
across my forehead.
all right. And you didn't know that, or wouldn't have if perhaps you had never heard the stories. Uh, but as it does, you feel like that brushing sensation brushes not just the externality of you, it also just sweeps the entire world away, scours out every atom of reality, and you step through the corner that you and Ole were turning in the hallway, and are back in the labyrinth space. Ole.
Yes.
So what is uh who was present at the moment of your birth?
Yeah, that would probably be a centaur doctor.
Okay. Okay. So you are aware of just like of of a body holding you. You are very 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 new to this moment, but you're also sort of like giving little kicks and starting to get a sense of the physicality and like what is a thing over there, like that like you completely lost your sense of what a finger is, or what direction that you might find a toe, or what actually is a direction or a toe. And you are like awash with the feelings of discovering all of this. Um, you are currently blinded and paralyzed. You there. It's a vast sort of red pinkish tinged space. It's full of smells. That sort of musky animal smell, mixed with weird herbs and something hard alcohol antiseptic, probably. But there's another one that rings for you, and I need a perception check. Like you're looking for something. You have the sense that you have to find something immediate.
Glad it's perception and not intelligence. Okay, 22.
Okay. Uh, all right. I need then you can choose a physical stat as you figure out a direction, and you start just sort of like your attention, and with it your what you've discovered is a head, uh
Mhm.
is sort of like lurching in that direction. uh can I get any physical check to follow this impulse? Alternately,
Yeah.
I mean, you could attempt to fight it.
Well, still having an understanding of where I just came from and what is happening now, or rather the lack of understanding of what is happening now, I'm going to try to fight it.
Okay. uh
I'm not sure what you want me to roll for that.
so rather than following that instinct to go to that smell that you were looking for, which
Mhm.
remind me what your perception was again.
At 22.
22. Okay, so we'll which I would describe as sweet and dairy, and also like musky, and the with the copper tinge of uh of blood somewhere in the mix. um
Mhm.
but you're so you attempt to evade in the other direction.
Yeah,
Okay. Give me any physical save that you'd like.
we're going to go with strength,
It will be, yeah. Let's
which
see how.
isn't that great. I got 10 total.
Okay. Uh so you attempt to flee, to turn and fight away from this thing, and are then overwhelmed. Like there
Mhm.
is something external to you. You are taken, and you feel like cloth or some sort of like soft scratchiness
Mhm.
being wrapped. Go ahead and give me uh this will be either a strength or a dex save.
Okay. Yeah, let's let's lean on strength for that because at least I have +7, 15.
Okay. uh, so there is an attempt to wrap you up in something, to bind you.
Swaddle
uh
me.
but you figure out the eagle pose real fast. um a- and so satyrs having more physical sort of prowess as immediate children, like they're a little more in the goats, like doesn't take you as long to actually move around. Uh,
Yeah.
but you
Whereas a human child might take 8 months, being half
yeah,
herded goat here only takes me moments.
yeah, and also with the magic of the Feywild that infuses you, and you can feel something seeping immediately into you and just infusing in as you're struggling against this binding. Give me a dexterity or a constitution check. Safe.
Go. Right. We're gonna go with Constitution since I have a +8 to that. 12.
Okay.
I've been mollified.
So, yeah, so no, you immediately
Oh.
feel a lightness in the core of your being, and you are able to much more quickly move around. Although the stench is something horrible, uh, but you you wiggle yourself. You are no longer being grappled. You land unsteadily on the ground and are starting to like open your eyes so you're not blinded now. Uh,
Mhm.
Give me a dexterity save.
8.
At which point you are just like find yourself immediately in a full deluge of water. You are like face first, like something is hosing you down. Um,
Mhm.
and and I'll give you one last strength save at disadvantage this time.
Oh. Oh, not much better. 11 total.
11.
Yeah. The next best would have been 14. So.
You are snagged again. Give me a dexterity or constitution. Or I would accept an attack at disadvantage.
We'll go with attack.
Okay. Okay.
I will take that attack at 19.
Okay. Okay, so you are once again like you feel yourself swept up off the ground, and for the first time, like you're seeing now like shapes and shadows, and like your eyes are starting to like unglue open now that you've like had whatever was crusted over them washed off. Uh, and the first thing you see is a target. Uh, um, I don't know how many of you have been walloped in the nose and mouth by a very young baby's ungainly neck wobbles, but it's bad. It's real bad, and especially if you come from part goat. So, like a satyr on this, um,
So I
yeah,
just headbutted.
your very first headbutt, 6 seconds into life. Um, as you're just getting your feet and you just like stun this this creature. You fall down and there's a pair of hooves and horse legs there. uh what do? You are currently free and more or less able to move. I mean, not at full speed, but you have a direction. Your tiny little leg stumps can take you.
Right. So, I mean, you had stated earlier what the paths would be through this maze.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm still trying to like figure out what the hell I thought that was a metaphor. So right now, just like, all right, I was not planning on this. I just need to get to the end. um, I try. I mean, I look quickly. Do I see that silver line anywhere?
No, not here.
Okay, well, this sucks. Um,
But give me a perception check again, looking around.
okay. Yeah. 17.
So looking around, there are three people like big hulking shapes around you. One of them four-legged, two with also furry legs, and somewhere up there seems to be like cloth, skin, and horn. One of them's in a some sort of like reclining seat contraption. The other seated next to them. Nothing you see looks like a door, but you realize that like detailed shapes and colors are like you don't have that yet. You have some shadows in like textures. Mostly you're going by smell.
So really, I've got no grasp of reality right now. All
100%.
right, and yeah, and there's nothing that looks like that silver line.
There no there is a smell that is strongly attractive. Like that is strong, like that has a pull on you.
Okay.
But
At
you're
this
not
point,
like
if that's the only, yeah,
compelled.
if that's the only thing that's familiar, I'm gonna try and make my way in that direction then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, give, give me your choice of checks.
Oh, like, can I
Physical
get a little
saves.
more?
Sorry,
Okay.
physical saves. I was yeah.
I
Just
was like,
roll a
so
dice.
just
Tell me
my,
what you got.
yeah, right, just my best one, right? Physical. God damn, 9.
Um. So okay. So you don't take any real like hard damage from it. Um.
Mhm.
But you do you do like stumble and fall. You're once again like it turns out your head is not balanced with the
Like
weight
any
of the rest of
toddler.
your body, right? You
Yeah,
discover that if
right.
you lead with your head, right, the like you just don't have the leg strength quite yet to do it without help. Um
Okay.
you feel something grab you once again.
Mhm.
Uh you can what do you do?
I I don't know what it is. I don't like it. So once more, I mean,
All right.
we're
At
basically
disadvantage
going to
because
go
you're
through
prone.
this feed. Yeah. But physical.
Yeah.
Okay, that would have been nice. 16.
Okay. Uh, so once again, you like crawl yourself away and sort of like you're not really standing or walking so much as tumbling in the direction of your dreams. You're not like stepping or anything, but every time you fall, you sort of like then scooch yourself and then roll over and balance on your head to get up and then half tumble another portion of the way. Um, you but by God, you're doing it by yourself. Uh, give me one more physical of any type, not at disadvantage.
15.
Okay. You get to a place and something about it is just right. You feel something wrap up around you, and it is the thing you were looking for. You didn't realize it, but it was that.
Okay.
And as soon as you are, you take 12 psychic damage as you are shunted back into the maze. Oh, and I did forget. Oops. Golem, you took 2 on your way in.
Oh, I took 2 damage? Right.
Yes.
Ow. Okay.
Nanette. Can I get a perception check?
Alright. Nanette. Perception. Because she was separated.
Yep. As a sentient creature, she is also walking the maze.
Yep.
What was Nanette's genesis? Was she sort of like generated from the plane stuff? Did something?
This is pure mechanicus equivalence of ecology.
Okay, she's an axiomatic animal versus a celestial animal. Got it. So yeah, she is dragged out of a little sleeping cell and popped through wax and all sorts of smaller subjects are around her already. And I will give you any physical any physical save as she immediately realizes that she must kill the old queen.
Okay. It is time to replace this
Right?
now
And
aged
that if she fails, she will have to go out into the violent out of the hive place to go find somewhere new.
Okay.
Right? There is a duel about to happen.
Okay. So clearly it needs to take forward and head forward and do the thing.
Yep.
Time to face the old queen. And so she musters forward the swarm that is, herself. These bees.
Right? Which is just a handful.
A swarm of insects.
Right?
Head forward.
Just a few of them that have heard the call. Most of them follow the old queen. But as your little clot of them goes through, let's get a physical save of some sort. As everyone makes way to the old queen, who is old and gnarled and badass, but old. And some part of the hive created you in order to outlast her. I see a constitution save there. Nanette is able to take the punishment that she can dish out without really worrying about it. She loses the end of one antenna, which she knows will grow back. But eventually, the old queen just runs out of energy, which was the problem in the first place, and the reason that Nanette had to be born. And as the fight is going on, more and more bees are like her connection to more and more of the hive spreads out. And eventually the old queen just backs up, admits defeat, and flies away with a little cadre of the old of her old drone. Right, the last of the loyalists are driven from the hive.
And the hive is not mine.
Yep, and then
will.
Nanette watches in currently non-sapient insectoid pride as her drones take that opportunity to then go and murder all of the larvae and eggs that are that were part of the old generation. Long live the queen! Bam! Back into reality.
Queen is dead. Long live the queen.
And as all three of you reappear, you find that you are once again next to each other. We'll do Picklish at the end, or as we continue. You're back to a maze in a jungle ruin that seems to never have been weathered or eroded, but is still covered in moss and branches and vines, with a silver line guiding your way.
Question: At any point in here, does the Rari's telepathic spell that was cast earlier? It says it has no distance limit, although it won't cross planes. But there may be some magic here that prevents it. So, is anybody aware of each other's thoughts at this point?
I will say that we will retcon to yes, but this was, your group has already passed the point in time that we're going through. But we will sort of fast forward the maze part of the maze. It's pretty easy to do. You see that there are like traps on some parts of the maze that get sprung on branches that you don't go down. But your way is safe and warm. Until once again you come around a loop and sort of like you see a dead end in front of you and a doorway off to one side that goes into what seems like another part of the maze. At which point, once again, you are in a shapeless, formless void. Who wants to go first this time? Ole!
I'll go first. Yeah.
What was Ole's favorite toy at his toddler stage? What was the thing that his parents couldn't get out of his hands?
Oh, it'd be my own horns.
Okay. And probably also hitting things with them. Right. So right. This is the age when like you're just starting to get the horns. Probably. I don't think you're born with them because, I mean, birth happens.
Yeah, right.
Right. Because I have some empathy for motherhood. But your horns have come in and they're starting to be more than just like tender stumps on your head that were kind of the pokey place. I mean, I imagine it's a little bit like your teeth coming in, which is why you're not supposed to remember it. But here you are walking through it, and it is indeed a weird kind of pain now that you remember getting used to, and sort of it's more of a dull throb. But go ahead and
but just like teeth, requires a little bit of brushing.
Yeah. So what what is it that you were most likely to do with your horns?
So like you were just describing that kind of tenderness, but they're still budding. It'd be I almost like what a cat does, but on probably what would be our house or a tree. So
Okay.
just kind of taking those budding nubs and just rubbing them.
Okay. Just
Yeah.
right. Just giving them a little antler polish. Okay. So give me a survival check.
A 14.
All right, so you're able to find safe things mostly. Uh, and I will then take a Constitution or Strength save. As you find like a nice tree with exactly the consistency that you like the most, that you haven't also rubbed the bark all the way off of, as you have to pass by like you don't know how to count as a toddler, but just like a lot of trees are bare from about your eye level down in this orchard you're passing through.
And you said you said strength or con, right?
Yes.
Okay. 13.
Okay. So, and I'm going to make a quick roll. Okay, so at this tree, as you're rubbing like come around the side of the tree, and there's two other kids doing the same thing. And they push you away from the tree, and they say, "No,
Yeah, that's not
my
cool.
tree." You I w- so now you could take a strength save, or I would accept an attack.
Yeah, you know it's going that way.
You're that kid, huh?
It, they accosted me.
Okay.
I would have been happy to share the tree, but they came at me. That kid's getting fucked up. 18.
Um,
Dang.
uh, yeah, you just like backhand toddler grab one of his horns and just slam him into the tree. And he bounces off and just goes screaming onward, like somewhere away, followed by his friend. And then you go back to happily rubbing your tree until you hear.
Well, I was
Oh, go ahead.
well. I mean, I was gonna ask. Like, I obviously took it out on the one that pushed me, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. As soon as I did that, did his friend go running, or did he like
Gone.
stick around for a moment? Oh,
Bolted.
okay. All right.
Are, are you the sort of kid that's gonna chase him down though, or do you go back to
No,
to the tree?
yeah, go back to the tree.
Okay. So about the time you hear in the back of your voice, or like somewhere way behind you, a distressed voice going, "Ole, Ole, what did you?" And then boom, um, you take uh 6 more psychic damage,
All
and
right.
you are out the other side, next to the rest of your companions. Um, Gom or Nanette, which one's going next?
Gum.
All right. So you are now you are now getting the last upgrade installed. You have more or less completely uh integrated into the body and mastered its use, right? You can wiggle each toe individually. You can count your teeth with your tongue. All the very low fundamental functional tests you are passing, and you're getting the last set of upgrades to sort of like be able to get input, like real information. You are finishing your sort of sensoromotor uh, upgrade series. What was the last part of your body to gain sensation.
I would say it was my feet,
Okay.
as this glow or warmth pulled in through my forehead or gura.
Okay. So I'm going to need a persuasion check.
Okay. Like, all right, feet, you can do this. You and me. A 15.
So you kind of like get the sensation of opening your eyes and looking over at someone who has their hands inside you and is asking you a series of questions that you've begun to loosely understand the meaning of, like up, down, left, right, um, you know, and he's attempting to get some feedback from you as far as like what's going on, and you are able to tell him like what is going on in your feet at this very moment, which is like some the sensation of something waking up, like getting re-enervated, and that like first sort of like numb flop and then the tingles.
It wasn't there, and then it is now.
Right. Give me a mental save of your choice. As he says, I'm going to need you to hold very still for this next part.
I do have advantage on them saves.
From which?
That wisdom save, I have advantage on versus magic or magical effect.
Okay, this is neither of those.
Not a magical effect. Okay.
Tragically, no. So you get that 11. Okay. So you feel a jolt of pain as soon as he says, "I'm gonna need you to hold very still for this." You like exhale quickly in preparation to hold still. Do like a fast exhale, inhale, and like a shooting pain goes up one foot to your skull and down the other foot. Can I get a second save as he's like stiller than that?
Oh, see, I wasn't ready yet. Sorry. Here we go.
All right, and you freeze. And then you feel like that sensation finalize, and 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 hear kind of like a hatch close within you, and is like, great. Give it an hour to finish initializing, and welcome to the Beekeepers.
I'll
Have you
sit up
got a
and kind of swirl
have,
around.
have you got a name?
I reach up to my forehead and feel my mark. Gom is my name.
Calm you shall be. And the act of like after those words are exchanged, you feel your finger on your mark sort of like suck you inward to itself, and the entire world just sucks into that point of contact, and you are expelled out back into the maze with the rest of your companions. Oops, that was not the right number. It came out the same though, with 2 points of damage. Psychic.
2 points. Okay.
Uh, and you are all together now. We'll do Picklish real fast. Also Nanette. Let's do Picklish first. Can I get a perception check from Picklish? How'd that go? Oh, I think we're losing your audio.
That would be my fault because I still had myself on mute. 14.
Okay, good. So again, Picklish, much like the rest of you mortal folk, finds himself in an unfamiliar body, attempting to sort of get it to do anything, and also can smell that like specific mixture of mother smell. I imagine there was a lot of like weird spices involved there. Have Kender smell like a lot of things. Uh,
Yeah.
but also like a very specific smells like the place you should be. Um, and unless he also fights against that and tries to go exploring immediately, uh, it would be a physical save to get towards it
Go towards that smell?
or away. I mean, either way, it's a physical save.
Okay. Let's see. So that would be 9.
Okay. Gets himself oriented in the right direction, but can't seem to actually like force this mass of matter in the direction that he's trying to go. Let's get it again. Another save.
So, like, because I assume he's like trying to get balance and like move in that direction.
No, not even that
Okay.
much. He's trying to get. I mean, get his face and head into the right direction at this point. Like it's
Okay.
such a minuscule victory.
All right. Significantly better. 21.
Okay, was that dexterity?
Yeah.
Okay. So he kind of like squinches the big weightiest knob on it to sort of like get his center of gravity into one spot, and then can like roll into the right direction where finally he feels surrounded by this perfection, and poof is also out of the uh out back into the maze and journeys with you with 2 psychic damage. And then uh what was his favorite childhood toy or thing to preoccupy his time?
Oh God, I'm blanking on the name of some of the Kender tools that they had, but it would basically be a hand axe / flute. That can also be used as a blowgun.
Okay.
Yeah. I have this stuff written down elsewhere. I just can't. I think it might be called the Chappic, but
Okay. Okay.
okay.
That sounds right. Let's can I get a any sort of physical save?
Yeah.
As to not wound yourself with the instrument weapon.
Nope,
Basically.
I'm wounding myself. I rolled a 4 off of a natural 1.
Oof. Oof. Uh so somewhere uh on Picklish's body there is a childhood scar from this instance.
Yep.
Like they're like panicking, kind of like smelling blood, but not really understanding what is going on. Give me another physical save to attempt to continue to be fascinated with the toy for a second.
Yeah, we're vacillating between ends here. 21.
Okay. So the camera pans out
I'm
as the
bleeding out,
thing
but this is
the
a really good tool.
the the thing that summons your parents to help and probably save you from bleeding out was you tooting your first tootle on the flute, and making the first. And they come in all proud and like, oh, ah! And that's and then Picklish is is expelled with. Boy, the D4s are super consistent. Another 2 psychic damage.
Right.
And now the whole group is once again together, including Azaka Stormfang, who looks a little harrowed and kind of confused with you, but is there with you all. I hate this place, she says.
You're not alone. Has anybody else been murder swaddled?
No.
Are you ready to go back to the jungles? Done with the maze?
So, does anybody look like they're seriously hurt? I mean, I don't know what psychic damage looks like, but presumably there'd be an appearance of something noticeable, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's the sort of thing that causes like pallor, and yeah, there's with a medicine check, you could check it out.
I guess I should have asked too because I haven't updated my HP since we last had those battles with the Arcanololf.
You did have a long rest.
So okay.
You gotta
Good,
roll,
so-
I guess. Roll some hit die.
You had a long
Yeah,
rest.
Well,
Yeah, you're able to
as
fully
many as
recover.
you might as well use
I
all
might
of
be
them.
able to take it for a little while. Picklish might not be able to. So let me quickly roll. What does he have as a prodigy?
Well,
Six.
unless we're going to use my punishing alternate rule, but I haven't so far in the campaign. A long rest maxes you back out. You're
Oh,
back to
okay.
full spells, full health.
Okay. Then that's a huge pickup for both of them.
Yeah, I have an alternate
nice
rule I
to
use
see 'em.
sometimes, but I wasn't gonna enforce that in this one.
Picklish is there. And Ole would be at around.
So Chippy's just going to ask out loud, hey, is anybody really hurting? Anybody need help with any kind of healing thing? How we doing?
Good to see all of you. It's been interesting walking down memory lane.
I'm doing pretty good. I took a little damage, but I'm fine.
Doing all right. I mean, it's just mental at this point. If I'm kicking the shit out of children, I guess.
Don't be so boomer about it. It's just mental.
It's not mental health; it's psychic damage, and also it's
That does sound a little similar, doesn't it?
So what do we all do?
I assume there's one silver line, or is there now multiple?
Nope.
Kagama's looking.
Just the one.
They seem to be individualized, to say the least.
Okay.
Carry on. Try to escape.
Carry on.
Following.
Okay.
I like the
Line.
idea of escape.
So Alex doesn't have that much hit points total. So does anybody mind if I spend a minute casting my healing elixir spell for her? So we just have a couple extra healing elixirs sitting around. Does anybody else want one? It'll take a minute though. I don't want you to get impatient and mad at me.
Well, I could cast healing word, or Picklish could cast healing word.
Yeah, I'm fine to wait a
on
minute.
you.
You want to take
Okay.
a moment to take a break? That sounds good.
I mean, I got a fair amount of first level spell slots. Either way is
The
is
buzzing
good for
picks
me.
up. And as the buzzing picks up, the swarm of bees roll out. And Nanette says, I brought snacks. I'll offer some honeycomb candy.
Ooh, good berries.
No, it's candies.
You take
These
the
are
gourmand
gourmand.
feat.
These are gourmand, yeah.
All right. Azaka will take one.
Gourmand, good berries.
Those do 1 hit point heal each. Is that right?
No, that's a good berry. These are different.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these are just yummy. That's the whole thing.
No.
Cool.
They give you a couple different pieces here. I'll put it in the chat for you.
Ooh. Whatever. Let's do all the things. Is that cool? Come on, guys. Let's do everything. He'll go ahead and cast it.
No problem. Roll your dice. For the elixir. Fingers crossed, Pixie. All right, so everybody takes a rest, a brief breather, and a minute to take a snack.
It's a meal.
Advantage on Constitution saves against disease, and more hit dice after your next long rest. All right, and after a few minutes, go ahead and roll your healing elixir. How many hit points she gets back? And then, what happens then? Anybody exploring around in the meantime? Everybody kind of hanging out in the same spot?
I'm staying.
Well, I
in the
mean,
same
you've
spot.
said that there are some alternate paths, right?
Yeah, there are several. I mean, right now you're at a door into a right and left hallway. The path goes left, but there is another option, and there are souls going down it.
Well,
I
let's
mean,
take
I
a
just
look.
kind of
Saddle.
I didn't hear what Gomit said, so.
Oh, Gon was looking over the silver thread. Is there only one, or do I see multiple? Do they
There's
go the
just one.
same way?
It's just
Just
one.
one? Okay. I
And
will ask
as you
the
look
other.
carefully into it, give me an investigation check.
Investigates. He asks Nanette to come and participate.
Okay. And with a natural 20, you actually even remember that earlier you had been able to like line the beam up with your eye, and clairvoyance down the path. And you see from here there are twists and turns, and then a giant jungle, and then a wall of scales.
Okay.
Very close to the end of the path.
Wall of scales.
Well, that's better than
I
teeth, I guess.
recognize these. I will talk about it. And then try to corroborate, like, hey, mine goes this way. And then it's like, oh, well, mine goes this way. Are they all going the same way?
Yep. There is only one line.
Okay. Well, there we go.
I'm just looking down the other corridor there, and I'm just kind of, I kind of check back and just ask folks, is anybody curious what's going on with those folks?
Wait, what? Which folks?
Yeah, because Thomas, you were saying that we could see like other souls or something going
Yeah.
through. Yeah.
Yeah. And they are a little more like person shaped than they were coming in as well. Right? Not quite like recognizable features yet or anything, but a little more obvious, like arms, something like a torso, something that could separate out into legs.
Where are they going?
All over. Flowing through the maze. Every turn you don't take, dozens of them go down it. I mean, we're talking like one passes you every second or two. They never interact with you. They don't seem aware of your existence.
Chippy's gonna look back and forth between Ole and these, and kind of scratch his head, and then he's gonna look like he's about to say something, and then he's gonna sprint after one of them, and just try to keep up with it, and like try to talk to it as he's like sprinting along next to this thing.
Okay. How far can you move in one round?
40?
A double?
No, single.
Well, you're sprinting, so what is your
80?
sprint? What is your top speed?
So yeah, so double move would be 80, I guess. I mean, his normal move is 40.
Okay. I didn't know if there was any like crazy boost you could put on it. It is
Maybe, but we didn't plan ahead.
completely I'm trying to think of the word. As in, does not seem not unaware, but it is unaware of like doesn't respond at all. Unresponsive. That's what I was looking for.
Can I do a perception check and just try and gather details about like if he can see anything about them, or like do they have a mood? Do they have certain clothing or a sign of what culture they're from or anything?
As you continue following it down and like around one corner and back another way, I will give you a perception check. Is anybody following Chippy, or does everybody just watch him jet off around the corner?
Well, I
Picklish probably
think
would have
that
gone.
he's attending. Oh, he's off again. gonna follow.
Okay.
Runs off. Nanette and the swarm follow.
All right. And what are you trying to figure out about the creature, or about the soul?
Just gather information. Like, I mean, first of all, does it seem angry or happy or anything? And is there any idea where it's from?
It doesn't have anywhere near that level of detail. It is a lump of dough, an ephemeral, mostly formless mass.
Just basically any detail.
It has 2 arms.
But yeah. Okay.
I'm telling you, that is the level of detail that exists. Like, with a 23 perception, that is how much development and detail of this soul mass there is.
He's going to deliver that tiny bit of useless information in a long, boring monologue telepathically until someone tells him to shut up.
Okay. And then I'm going to need a dexterity save.
You said dex save?
Yes. Okay. So the next thing that happens, as about a few seconds into giving this report, what everybody hears over the spell connection is as a section of wall you see inset into it is sort of basically like a revolving door with a wall of rakes on one side of it, just chang, and snaps you and slams you against the wall, sharp side to flat side. And that's going to be 12 piercing damage.
Does a +2 bonus on the dex save make a difference?
Nope, not on that
Brings him up to 14.
Okay. And you are currently restrained.
You said 12 damage?
Yes, 12 piercing.
All right.
And you are restrained. But you are telepathically connected to your group.
And then y'all hear, ouch, this is inconvenient.
Guess we better go find out what that is.
Right, Gom, you're turning the corner just in time as you were following. You come around the side and you see that a trap has gone off, and pinned Chippy against a wall.
Ow!
I think it's safe to say Alex at this point is caught up with him as well.
Yes.
Is there a way that I could try to help?
Chippy, you will need a strength save, or a successful strength check, actually, not a save. And Gom, you could aid as people are, if anybody else is coming around. You could
Gom aid.
So Chippy, let's see a strength check with advantage. As Gom, you find a little leverage and try to put pressure outward on it, enough that Chippy can force himself out.
Yeah, that was my drop stat. Sorry, guys.
So you get a little bit of motion, but what you discover is that there aren't very many places without just more spikes. And what you poke yourself and then end up kind of like letting go as you poke yourself and take another 6 points of piercing damage as it resets and it goes back to fully closed position. Could attempt again. Roken, as you come around the corner now, I assume everybody has come around.
Your camera just went really out of focus.
Oh, mine did. Oh, it's because I put my hand in front of it. It's losing its fucking mind. Okay, there we go.
Oh yeah. So while you all are assembling, Chippy doesn't really move, but he says, "Oh yeah," and then he like mutters a word and casts Misty Step, and
Okay.
so we will be rolling that now. He'll probably make some useless comment like, I heard they charge extra for this at some spas.
I'm gonna say in this position, so you're still able to do somatic components and everything, but interacting with the Mitzium apparatus is not going to be impossible, but it is going to be at disadvantage, as you're kind of like pinned on one side and your hands aren't in front of your face where your normal tool using posture.
Can Alex assist to make that just normal rather than dis?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, right, of course. The apparatus, because it's all hooked up with these spikes and might have even damaged it. Well, it's magic, so probably not much.
Fine. Right. There's enough space in there you can kind of like get to it, but yeah, it's but with Alex's help, she's able to it's like passing stuff through a chain link fence. Okay. And then you're out. The Misty Step goes off successfully. You teleport nearby the rest of the group.
I'm thinking right behind them.
Okay.
Like peering over their shoulders at the spot where he was.
Right.
Okay,
I
well,
mean, everybody
help,
did
guys.
see you cast the spell and the magical effect of like mist flowing and reforming where you are.
Oh, so this is what it's like to be you guys looking at this situation. Okay, anyway, sorry for the distraction. Okay, what's next?
Maybe I'll lead the way. Hopefully, not through some traps. And I'll follow the silver line. I'm like, mine's going this way.
Oh, so
Yours is you know?
so you're going to go back toward the silver line?
I want to continue the path.
You left the path.
To chase Chippy.
Yeah. You can probably find your way back through the maze that you followed to get to Chippy. Probably. I don't know how the dice are going to treat you.
I mean, we're supposed to get through it, and
This is
there
about
was
the moment you realize that as you turn around, it was like, was it left, and then right? Right, and then left?
Well, I was following the silver line, but Chippy left that.
Chippy left that when you mentioned. Sorry, I thought you said you were going to him when you said that. So if you're still on the silver line and not there, that's fine.
No, I helped him get out, I guess.
Oh,
I
right.
was confused.
I did say Picklish followed, but Olay stuck back.
Okay.
And so if Picklish were to cast Locate Object, such as the staff that Olay has, could they potentially find their way back?
Yes.
Okay.
Picklish knows his spell would work that way, as long as there's not some like fuck you in the maze. But you haven't run into anything like that, so.
Okay. Picklish, I might have something that I have something that might work for us. So let me try this. And We'll cast locate object. Let's see. Yeah, as long as that object is within 1,000 feet. Object known to you as long as you've seen it up close at least once. And requires concentration. Casting time, 1 action, but I can concentrate for up to 10 minutes on it.
Right. What's
Okay.
it blocked by?
That is
Be the last bit.
yeah. Any thickness of lead blocks a direct path between you and the object.
Can that be done as a ritual so you don't waste a spell slot?
I don't have any ritual casting.
Oh,
Prodigy. So indeed, you get an immediate sense of which set of corners you need to follow to backtrack, without anybody having to rack their brains about it.
Okay.
And are then able to immediately find your way back to the intersection you were at when you diverted from the path. And then follow. Do you
Of course.
follow the line, or what's the?
Of course, Olay's just like, what the hell, guys?
Yeah, Chip, why'd you run off the line? Like, is that where your silver thread took you?
oh no. So yeah, in case anyone was wondering, those forms really don't have anything useful. Like, there's no shiny buttons or pins or name tag. No mood. I mean, like, dude was boring. Like, we don't want to go wherever they're so boring. We don't want to go where they're going anyway.
You know, I think I do want to follow the silver line just to see where it goes. I was worried about you, but I mean, we can try to travel together if you want to use some ropes so they don't get lost.
Or I could probably just not sprint off randomly in a weird direction. I mean, I tried that. It was fun and everything. Thanks for playing along, but I don't need to do that much more. It's cool.
Obdow just sort of nods wisely and approvingly as you say those words.
Yeah, I think maybe rope might help. But I mean, if you don't wanna, okay.
Did I hear leash? Is that what you said?
Azaka looks over at Gom. Is that Shade Druid? It's a. I have a new level of respect for you. And she wanders off.
Have we tried going up and looking down at this maze? I mean, we could maybe follow the string from above. Like, if we flew above it, could we just cut all the corners and stuff? Is this a bad idea?
I'm going to follow the silver line, and perhaps I will follow it and scout for traps, because I'm good at that. Maybe we can avoid that again.
So far, you haven't found any on the line, but yep. Now you have seen several. This was the first one that caught you. So I guess marching order.
So I'll follow you then.
Don volunteers to lead the march.
All right. Zaka will hang toward the rear, just in case. And you continue on. Roken, where are you in line?
I'll be like third.
Okay. All right. You all continue forward. The scenery doesn't change, but you you realize that there's a difference to the artwork inscribed in the walls. It's getting like more sophisticated. It's not just like sort of decorative brutalism. It was a lot of very, and somebody here could read the language as well. But it's very, very like rudimentary lessons of like how to build character properly in Chilton society, how to read Chiltish, like the the very fundamentals of numbers and letters. And now like it's begun to like have full sentences and or introductions to more complex ideas, and the artwork is a little more polished, but it's still wildly grown over with moss and vines. You'd have to do a bunch of clearing to make to catch more than like a scrap or two of something. As you press forward, um, anybody do anything? I mean, it's quiet here.
Let's
Continue
follow
forward.
the thread.
I mean,
You
is
continue
there
forward.
is there an echo? Can we sing?
No one
How
will
are the
ever stop you from
acoustics?
singing. It is a stone hallway. It does indeed echo. And if you'd like a performance check, feel free to sing. I mean, if you just
Okay.
don't care how you sound, you don't even have to roll dice.
No, I've got a +6. Let me use it. It's not that great, but it's a 12.
Not bad. Not bad. Okay. You fill the halls with song. Are we talking what, like Feywild drinking song?
Oh yeah.
Battle march.
As soon as
Feywild
this
drinking song.
happens, Chippy and Alex immediately pull out their instruments and start playing along.
Okay. You all continue forward, now enveloped in song. At which point, nice. You all, at the same time, feel what a sense of foreboding, and you sense that each other feel it at the same time you feel it, and it's right about that moment that you also feel yourself and see your companions fade away. Can everybody roll me d20 plus wisdom? Actually, no, we've got too many of you now. I'm just gonna pick based on where you appear on my screen. Roken. You are filled with the immediate knowledge that you have done something wrong. Can I get an insight check?
Yep. Yep.
Right? As you're fading away.
I'm fading away. I don't want to do that. So much to live for, so many things to steal. 28.
And you immediately know what it is. Roken, when was the first time you as a child had that moment of, I have done something that will get me into trouble?
Stealing food, living on the streets,
Okay. Uh,
scampering around a city.
yep. You remember the first time that this is the first time you heard a guard's whistle and knew for certain that it was for you. What do you do? What did will you have done?
Break into that song from Aladdin where he's stealing the bread. Gotta be one jump. No. But yeah, run away. That's what I do.
Okay. You are small, and the street is crowded-ish. You picked your time according to how you were instructed. Where are you running to?
um, trying to find a narrow alley to lose him.
Okay. Give me an investigation check or stealth.
Oh, that's actually my better at investigation. 27.
I mean, you know these streets, right? This isn't a strange place. You know all the gutters and all the places that only a halfling child, a cat, and three rats stacked on one another could fit. It's usually the last one of those that takes the paths that you know. Give me another investigation and or stealth. You hear the sounds of pursuit still behind you, but it's farther behind.
Got a 17.
Okay.
That was investigation.
All right. Where again? Like you're you're picking and choosing all of the like right corners to hit and the right places to go, but you're just starting to realize that as you're losing the uh the pursuit, you haven't really had a destination in mind. Where do you go?
I try to look for like some place to hide, like a
Okay.
little dark corner that they're gonna pass.
Give me a stealth check.
25.
Okay, you hear the whistles die down and you hear like passing along an alleyway connected off to one side from the one you've ducked into of like, "Oh, this is just fucking bread. Throw the merchant a copper, or next time we see the kid, we'll make sure to thresh out a beat." And then they move on.
I gotta change my hair.
Uh, so you prudently stay for an amount of time while the heat blows over.
I will munch on the bread.
Okay.
Can't have it now, back, you bastards.
Uh, you are aware of a giant crow looming over you, and by giant crow I mean a kenku, a about 5.5 foot tall, um, corvid person, crow's beak, black feathers, wing. Just kind of like gives you the eyeball. My roof.
I'll be gone soon.
Steal?
No.
Gone. Bread?
Bread? I will offer to share some bread.
It takes it. Bread again.
Give a mouse a cookie.
And like looks like he's kind of like cocking his ear down to the street level. Bread again. And warm sleep.
Warm sleep?
You sleep warm.
I don't do that.
More bread? I know sleep warm.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Here. Take the bread.
Bread again.
Gets cold out here.
Hold out. Sleep warm. Bread more. Or my roof.
Where's warm?
I know. More bread.
More bread? Oh no. All right.
Now, if you'd like to make a persuasion or deception or any type of check in this situation, I don't know. What do you do?
Hmm.
Intimidation?
Now listen here, punk.
Stealth?
I'll try persuasion. I'm not very good at it, but
Okay.
I'm also a child, so failure's fine. 7.
Okay.
Just show it to me. Come on, do it, shall we?
He knocks you down and takes the rest of the bread. Oops, that's not what I meant to roll.
No.
Do you want to? What do you want to do now?
Scuffle back.
Looks at you. You know good at get bread. You make whistles. Go.
I'm gonna fight him.
Okay. I'll take an attack.
Oh. Oh no. That didn't go well for little Roken. No, no, no. So that's, I mean, assuming I have the same bonus, it's 11. No, 12.
Okay. Well, that could have been a lot worse.
Could have been a 1.
He manages to dodge off away from you. He's like, oh, feisty, feisty, and he's like, okay, you want bread?
Yeah.
Sure, this bread, more bread for sleep warm.
Fine.
And he hands you back the chunk of bread that he took from you. Do you go steal more bread for him?
Yeah.
Can I get a stealth and sleight of hand?
Stealth. $15 stealth and yeah,
Sleight of hand?
19 sleight of hand.
Okay. You find yourself back on the corner of the roof with the kenku and 2 loaves of bread. Sleep. Come. And with sort of a sinister look downward towards you, leads you off the rooftop. And you reappear on the other side with only 4 points of psychic damage.
Hooray! That wasn't so bad.
Probably.
Except I hate that guy now.
You always did. You always have.
What a bastard. Anyway.
Next up, Tragon. The first moment when you knew. Oh, did I catch you by surprise?
No,
Oh,
I fainted.
The first moment, first time Gom knew that he had made a mistake that would do harm and probably draw discipline from the colony. Give me an insight check.
Uh-huh. A 20.
You remember it very, very well. What was it, Gom?
This was an early mistake with bees when I was not being very careful with my bee handling. I upset them, and it caused them to swarm, and some of them were injured by it, by me, and all the things. I mishandled it.
Indeed. The swarm wanders off as you try to repair the hive that you had damaged inadvertently. You were just putting it back together sloppily after a regular harvesting. Tried to jam something in when it wouldn't go, and you heard a snap, and all of a sudden, a section of hive and comb broke and shifted, and lot of really angry mechanical bees swarmed out. They didn't do. You give me a Constitution save.
Okay. Gom's Constitution save is a 4.
You still have pock marks on part of your body from this event. You you hold scars from the poison of these bees, and the what you don't know now, but posthumously or post at this moment in your future self's knowledge will remember was weeks of having some amount of pain over your recovery. Give me another Constitution save.
No.
Okay. You are not well recovered when some amount of time later you were unconscious for part of it, so you're not sure how much longer. You are brought before a band of Fomorians. And go ahead and give me a perception and or medicine check.
So Dom will do perception.
Okay.
And of course, Nana's the one that's good at medicine, but here we are.
So you are still mastering the nuances of some parts of the common language, and have not yet learned very much primordial past like pleasantries and how to go by soup. But you can tell that these Fomorians are angry about things. They are mad about something, and it has to do with the bees. And someone like sort of nudges you forward, is like, you need to apologize, or it's going to cost us all. What do you do?
I will, working towards these unhappy few.
Oh, for those, I just said the word Fomorian, like you all might know what that is. It is about a 6.5 foot tall ant. Like think a centaur, but an ant. And carries. It's armed and armored. There are several of them. Spears and shields.
I'm guessing they smell bad.
Judgment call. I don't impose a value on how they smell. There are some strong smells to it. What do you do?
Well, I attempt to make good with the ants, and I think, and there are people. You said centaur.
No, they're Fomorians, which are think a centauroid body style, but an ant.
So animal handling, survival.
Nope, they are fully people.
Okay, so they are people. Yeah. Well, then I gotta talk to them clearly. So
Or
then,
I'm sorry, I should be saying Formian, not Fomorian. But yeah,
let's see if I can understand what it is they are trying to express with some insight.
go for it.
26.
Given the timing, it's and sort of like the bits that you can pick up off the body language, some of the gestures they're using, it's pretty clear that that bee swarm roved into their area, uh, and has caused some amount of chaos, which is the worst thing to cause on Mechan.
Very disruptive in the order. I assure them that I will put in some extra cycles to help restoring to order any disruption that may have caused.
So again, at this point, you're still not very eloquent. And they don't speak common. So you can make this will be a persuasion check at a disadvantage.
Okay. Can I try speaking in Druidic?
They don't speak Druidic. You could attempt Primordial, but you don't fully speak Primordial, so that's also disadvantage.
Got it. So it's disadvantage. Oof. Okay. Well, knowing that I'm not particularly good at what that is, maybe some animal handling to go and retake control of the swarm. That's why they're here talking about disruption.
Oh, that's already handled.
Already done.
That's been done.
No. Okay. Here we go. Just make a persuasion at disadvantage. That's going to be a 7.
Okay. So you end up in servitude to these Formians for some amount of time, and their ways are not your ways, and they have no interest in pleasantly teaching you their ways. Formians are fairly brutal, but they have an agreement with your people. Give me a Constitution save.
12.
Okay. And as you like stuck in sort of that repetitive rhythm of just like pushing a wheel around in a circle for some amount of time that they were having you do, you then sort of grind yourself back into the physical world of the maze with 10 psychic damage.
Out.
And that, I think, unless people want to stay a little late, is going to be all the time we have for as far as our normal time period. So I'll throw it to the group if you want to go for maybe another 20 and get some more of this done, or would you like to hold off and wait and think more about your lives?
I think if we each had an opportunity to go through a piece here, like we had. Does Will need, like, is it his turn next? Is that what we're missing? We got 3 of the 4.
Yes. We can go through wills just to make sure everybody gets to participate in something. I think that's great.
I would vote that we just spend the next 20 minutes listening to a grueling description of Gom being forced to walk in a circle, and maybe he could try and escape a couple times and fail. I don't know. That's just my vote.
Well, he made the save, so so he got through.
Oh, can't always get what you want.
Yeah, I would stick around for, to see the last of it so we can move on to the next phase in the next session.
So,
I would vote in.
and Ole still hasn't gone through the third loop, but you did newborn and toddlers as well, so I'm sure you don't feel like you've missed some spotlight. Okay, so Chippy, what is the first moment?
One more admin question. Mario, are you going to be able to make it next time? Do you know?
Oh, yes, good question.
Yes, next, correct?
For next week?
Sorry.
Saturday, the 11th?
Yes.
Oh, I am also out next week.
Okay.
My partner's family is going to be in town. So.
Okay. So if you're cool, we'll go a little over our normal time and get you a little ahead of the group, so we can. So if you miss next week, it'll be all right. All right, Ole.
Okay.
What was the first time that you realized that you had messed up in a way that was going to get you in trouble, to draw discipline?
When I pushed one of my parents into one of the Sealy court members on accident.
Okay. Woo! Swinging big. Okay. Let us start with
I mean, if we're gonna end on a note tonight,
right. Let's start with an insight check. Right, you have to follow this feeling through your life into this moment.
okay. Insight, you said. Yeah, 5.
Okay, so uh, so you don't even remember at this point exactly what happened, or
Mhm.
why, or how, or even like what you were mad about a second ago. Uh, give me uh a wisdom save.
Hey, 19.
That didn't suck. Uh, all right. You managed not to be overwhelmed when which
Mhm.
parent did you uh throw into the fray?
Uh,
Did you jostle into the court member?
we'll say it was my mother.
Okay. Uh when she hits the ground next to you, you are able to sort of like take a breath, and her eyes are still open, but she is not moving. But you're not fully overwhelmed by it in the moment. Um, you didn't see exactly what happened. You can smell the smell of ozone and lightning. You heard a crack of thunder. What do you do?
And it's you said it was my mother that was wide-eyed, or
Yeah, yeah. She's
okay.
unmoving on the ground, eyes open, just like laying on her side, not bleeding or anything, but not moving.
Okay. Okay. But her eyes are open. Are they at me or are they at something else? Or is it just kind of that
Yeah,
blank stare?
you were too. So the insight check was a fail. So
Yeah.
you don't have the wherewithal. You've just never been that good at reading anybody's facial features. Uh, it it's unmoving. Her face is slack. She's not like
Mhm.
mouthing words or anything.
Okay. Well, I mean, I go over there and try to help her up.
Okay. Um, give me a strength plus medicine skill. If you have it.
Okay. So strength 14, and then medicine, you said?
Yes, if you have it trained, right? At your proficiency, if you're proficient.
Well, I don't, but I just rolled. It's a 10. I
Okay.
it's based
Yeah,
on yeah, it's based on wisdom, which is a 0 for me. So
well, but in this case,
Mhm.
your any knowledge of medicine would be aiding your strength ability in this case, right?
Oh,
How
yeah, I'm not
how to pick a wounded person and not do more damage is what we're
well, for
so
me, the way that you said that she landed, like she's just kind of staring off, I'm not even thinking she's injured.
okay,
So it'd just be like, yeah, get
right. And
up.
you don't have the medicine skill, so that tracks. So what was your strength? Your
A
strength save
14.
in this case. And that's with that's as a save because there's mostly
Yeah,
saves.
that was +7. Yeah.
Okay. Uh so 14. Okay, you indeed like you cover your mother over and sort of like uh, get her off to one side of the what is the setting? What area what situation were you in? Is this in the market? Is this at court?
Well, I mean, it would have been, yeah, probably market,
Okay.
so somewhere in the Emerald Forest, I would think.
Okay. So yeah, you managed to get her off of like the market proper, and you know, in the back of the stalls. What do you do? She's still unresponsive.
Well, now I'm just trying to think like what would I do so I can give her that shake like, "Hey, what did I do? Like snap out of this."
Um, okay, give me. Actually, that will give her teamwork on. Well, good. Uh, she like takes a breath in, after you've kind of like dragged her away, like and I mean dragged, like limp body, no help. Like you were like hooked under the arms and scuttling backwards, sort
Yeah.
of rescue position. And not a single person turned to help. Most people just turned their faces away immediately.
Okay.
And you now off in the back of the market, you know, by where the animals are kept and led into the butcher shop, are there with your mother recovering. And what is her first response?
You don't know what you just did.
Give me an insight check.
Jesus. 3.
You're certain that obviously you know what you just did. You carried your mom out of the street when she fainted.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Like,
Now give me my praise.
yeah. I may have overreacted, but I think I resolved the situation by bringing you here for whatever feint of mind you just had.
Uh, she explains to you that uh, she was marked by that fae. That 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 is there is a prohibition in this land on touching that fae or fae of that rank without permission, and that the oath that she took in order to live in this land includes that, on the layers and layers of oaths that are you know, part of fae society. uh and that she is now marked as an oath breaker. Do you
I'm
know what
still
that
trying to
means?
what they think they're better than us or something. Like I don't get it. They're shopping in the same place we are. What makes them
Well,
an exception? What I'm I'm not following. It
but
was an
not
accident. Like
but not anymore. Oh, we don't shop here anymore.
like
And unless I can find a way for them to forgive me because of you, we don't live here anymore either.
I think you're overreacting. Like none of what you said just makes sense.
That's because you're a child and you lashed out in anger. Give me a willpower save. Uh, Wisdom save, sorry. Old rules.
Okay. Yeah, it's aligning with my skill set tonight. 8.
Uh yeah, you just kind of willfully don't understand. You
Willfully defiant.
right, all you
Yeah.
can feel right now is confusion. You thought you did a good thing and now mom's mad. And what do you
Yeah.
mean we don't shop here anymore? That's where the toy store is.
Like, look, you might not want to shop here right now, but I can go right back in there and do whatever the hell we needed to. I understand I took you down pretty hard,
And she just
and I'm sorry for that, but like I'll go finish the shopping if you can't muster the strength.
you're not you're not going to learn this lesson, are you? Because you
I'll
never.
be right back. You take a beat.
She sits back and is like, go learn for yourself. And
Yeah,
you
I
run.
head back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a Constitution save.
Feel better about that. 22.
Okay. You are slowed, but not paralyzed as you head that direction. And you can feel there's like a heat inside you that is part of that. Like you are creating friction moving through this area. Do you continue?
Oh yeah.
Give me a Constitution save. What was that?
19.
19? Okay, good. I thought I heard 9. I was like, oh no. Okay, again, like you are slowed, but like you're still like forcing yourself to move enough that you can kind of like see the groupings of stalls now from the front. You can see the area, and you see the just beautiful green and red and gold fey that is sort of, not exactly shopping, more socializing, being seen. Um, what do you do?
Well, it's gonna be I guess whatever toy I couldn't get, I'm not focusing on that. It's like I'll go finish the errand. So whatever we were going to buy.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever groceries or supplies we needed.
Give me an intelligence check.
Yeah. That was a nat 1.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
You absolutely meant to go. You think maybe you need milk, but now there's a table full of toys in front of you. And they all look fine. Like,
Yeah.
but you also realize that you also don't have any money.
I mean,
The
they're
fellow
here.
the
I'm
fellow at the
here.
table, the fellow at the
Yeah.
table looks down at you as like, sort of just gives you the like one of these. Give me an insight check.
Okay. 17.
He's afraid for you. And is like giving you the like nod toward the back of his stall and out of the market. What do you do?
I mean, he's doing that, and I guess I kind of lean over and look back there.
He then goes on to like pretending you don't exist. Like once you look back there, he's just like, fine woodworking toys, you over there. What do you do?
And he pointed to the back?
He's like subtly,
yeah,
like nudging you that direction. I mean, it's just a curtained market stall. There's not a lot of
okay.
permanent buildings here.
Yeah, I guess, he knows what I need more than at this point than I do, so I'm gonna kind of follow that.
Okay.
Because I can't remember what the hell we were here for at this point now.
You head into the back, and there's another little child there that just like quietly opens the corner of the tent for you, and towards the back.
All right, what's going on back here? Is this where you guys keep the good stuff? Like, is this where you were keeping the supplies we came to buy?
See me helping you, they'll kick us out too. And she kind of like pushes you out the door
Yeah.
or out the corner of the tent, and then and then it closes behind you.
Okay. So, just right back outside the market. Now I'm even more confused. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. You see your mother sitting right there.
Yeah.
Feeling better now?
No, more confused, and I forgot the money.
You've put us in quite a lot of trouble, is what has happened.
Okay, I'll get us out of trouble then.
I will do my best to fix it. Teach you, hope, how to get into less trouble. But if I fail, I need you to remember there is a world around you that you don't understand yet. When you make mistakes because you don't understand, it's still your fault when everyone's hurt. Ole, did your mother survive her attempt to smooth things over with the Fae?
She did, but only because I made a deal with the Shadow Court.
Okay. She ended up having to sort of like sell your labor.
Yeah.
In order to pay the debt. Okay. And as you are like as the person from the Shadow Court first comes to pick you up, and like very, very drolly, a rogue darkling takes you from your home that first day, and you are oof. You are shunted back into the maze with 17 psychic damage. There's a couple 4s in there. It didn't need to be that high, but
Right.
but that was rough. That was rough. So you know, now that we've gone through the session, mostly I'm tracking your failed rolls and the things that go poorly as those things that are creating that psychic friction. So just FYI. If you figure out a way to min-max and game that system by next week, that'll be great. But meanwhile, that is where we're going to cut off. So thank you for playing. Thank you all for watching. If you like what you see, hit like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe or follow or notifications or all the other buttons. If you want to see it get better, our Patreon link is in the doobly-doo. Meanwhile, have a great game.
No.